Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Haritha. Today, we're going to be talking about journaling. Journaling can be controversial sometimes because people either hate it or love it, and I feel like I'm just neutral. I will tell you my 3 biggest reasons for journaling as we go through my pile of previous journals, so you can see visually why this is such a good idea. These are my journals. If seeing this stack does not already convince you why you need to start journaling, then maybe you should just X out of this video now. Just imagine you have an office space in your future home. You have a tiny little bookshelf in the corner, and somebody walks in and they're like, oh, what are those books on the shelf over there? They're all damaged and they look ancient. And you're like, oh, that's nothing. That's just my life from age 9 onwards. Come on guys, you need to start journaling. This one is from ages 9 through 14. So I stopped journaling in this one when I started high school. I would just write down the date and then what I did that day. That's kind of like the method people use to this day, is they journal about their day. They just recap what happened that day. I wish I was still like that, but it doesn't work for me, it's not fun for me, and I find that I like to reminisce in a different way, and I'll get into that. But basically this journal is more like, these are my friends, this is who I like to talk to, these are people that I don't like, this is what my mom is doing, that's what my dad is doing, my sister is still mean, etc. I even have a page for pencil sharpening. So I was definitely just a kid here, and you can actually see from the beginning to the end how much my handwriting changed because I suddenly started journaling after I grew up, after 4 years. The second one is this blue one. I started this when I was about to finish high school, and then I was cut off so abruptly by COVID, the freaking virus, if anyone remembers that. And so this is kind of you can see I'm in my late teens. I'm trying to figure out my life. So getting my career situated, what I'm actually truly interested in, my defining moments, because I know that I'll have to write college essays about that. Also, I had this thing where I would write down wise words or quotes from people that I looked up to, people that were influential to me. I did a lot of what I learned, just random planning out my life. And then I had something called self-evaluations. Basically every couple months I would try to evaluate who I am and if I've changed at all, and kind of the person I'm growing up to be. There is this one page I want to read. It's why I quit band. So band was a huge part of my life. I used to play trumpet, I was in the marching band, and then I also did drum major for, I'd say, a year and a half, and I loved it with my entire being. It's I stopped caring about grades. All I wanted to do was practice and be with the group and lead and teach and just be around people that were better than me. I loved that. It taught me so many life lessons. But I quit, and I had the option to go into band during college, but I didn't want to. So number 1 was, it's something I did on a whim, and if it got me this far, I wonder what other dormant interests of mine lay untouched or crave attention. So the thing about this is I took Japanese in middle school, and so did my sister. And my sister also did orchestra. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to be a carbon copy of her, so I'm going to do band out of spite. I did band on a whim. I didn't even put any thought into that decision. And it turned out to be one of the best things that has ever happened to me. Number 2 was I admired the people, connections, and leadership 10,000%. If all the band is this year is a virtual stand tune playing, no connection making club, that I'm not sure that it would be a good fit for me. So during COVID, everything was online, and I didn't want to do marching band online. I didn't want to do playing instruments through a screen. So that's one of the big reasons. It's been an awesome, committed 7 years. I think I need to change things up a bit, care about other things. I want to close this chapter of my life, not drag it out. I'll find my way. New start, new leaf. And then I drew a little leaf there. But I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm going to be passionate about or interested in moving forward. But I know that if this random interest of mine took me this far and I learned so much, there has to be more out there for me. So it was kind of like an unknown confidence. I felt at ease that I would figure it out, whatever it is. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I didn't 4 years ago, I didn't know I had that mindset. But look at me, I wrote this down and I stuck to that decision. I found so many more things in my life that I love and I'm just as passionate about. But I do miss band. I do miss it. The next journal is this nice black and gold one. This is pretty much my first 2 years of college documented. I started calling these everything journals because it really was literally everything encapsulated in one place. Basically, I had so many ideas. I was getting my nutrition together. I was getting my gym, working out together, these random projects that I was doing, lots of like random ideas, people that I looked up to. I also started my first relationship in this journal, and so there's a lot of life lessons I learned in these last few pages, and this gets me to my first and second point of why you should journal. Number one, you have all these memories that are forever stationed in these journals. And anytime you want to transport yourself back to that time or to that period, you will be transported back to those feelings, those same emotions. And I feel like if you're like me, who tends to forget what they have been through and the feelings that were involved, journaling is amazing because one day, if I ever want to write about my experiences, I'm able to do that because I journaled about things. I really appreciate the memory component of journaling. The other thing is sometimes what you have in your head is a scrambled mess, and the only way you're going to sort that mess is by putting it on paper, because you have a scrambled thought, okay, and you're like ruminating on something or a million things for like 3 hours, but the second you pull out a pen and you take out some paper, the very first thing that you jot down is the most important thought that you have in your head. From that point onward, everything that you have in your head will just automatically sort itself the more you keep writing. That's why I love journaling. It's because it like unscrambles the spaghetti mess in your brain, and you're able to think clearly. You're able to write things down clearly. And the cool part is you'll realize you knew the answer all along, number one. Or you'll realize that you do know what you like, you do know what you dislike, and your thoughts and your actions are just not in alignment. I feel like sometimes you can't really make sense of that unless you try it out for yourself. So the next time you're going through a lot in your head, try just writing something down. I had this friend that was going through a recent breakup, and he was kind of complaining to me and my friend. It just felt like a mess in his head. And I was like, you know what you should do? I'm gonna give you this piece of paper and we're gonna take like 5 minutes. You're gonna write whatever you want on this piece of paper and then you talk to us about it. Okay, so he takes a piece of paper, he starts writing, and we kind of like look over and he's like pretty mad writing about it. And then after 5 minutes, I was like, okay, you wanna keep it or you wanna read it to us? And he's like, you can read it. And so I read the first sentence and it's, I miss my friends. He was complaining to us about a breakup and how horrible this girl was to him and all this and that. But the first thing on the paper was, I miss my friends. And I was like, that's why I love journaling, bro, because you just hit your root problem. Like, you probably just missed talking to people and getting your thoughts out and being honest with people. That's what you missed. You don't really care about the problems you have with this girl. You care about like having a community that cares about you. Good times, good times. Okay, so the next one is my favorite journal because this is when I realized I'm a visual person and I need to stop messing with journals that have lines on them. So this is the first journal I bought that was like, it just felt like a blank canvas. Every page, I could turn it into whatever I wanted. And this became one of my requirements for my everything journals. So things are in tables, they have squiggly lines around them, they have like random drawings. I love this journal. I finally realized I am a visual person and I like color and I like drawings, and it was so like satisfying. Every page was satisfying to me and everything felt like a poem, especially like this one, Arrogance. If I sense an ounce of this, a whiff of it, I'm out. Be proud, but don't be showy. People are better than you out there. You don't top them. but you can learn from them. So learn and share that with us instead. I was like so tired of anytime I saw someone with an arrogance about them, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm so done. Like we're not talking anymore. Yeah, and then, yep, we keep going, and I just really like this journal. And look at the front, it says, art can change the world. I started to learn like who I really am. So yeah, that's the last point, is journals like this can help all those visual people out there, and they don't know how to put it in an outlet. Okay, this would be like in the middle of college. I'm kind of leaning away from creativity as much and getting more into my career and timelining things, tabling things, and coaching with people. Would it be one of my videos if my dogs are not bothering the audio? There's not a lot of drawings in this one. It's like I was really honing in on my professionalism, so I stopped being as creative. But actually, I think I still was creative, but it's not reflected in this journal as much. It's kind of like these were my plans, and then I'd go out and do the creative thing instead of planning it out and keeping it to myself. I wish I was still in this period of my life, actually. This just felt like a warm time to me. Very warm. I was learning a lot. I had good people around me. I was finally getting the fruits of my labor, you know? I had put so much thought and intention into what I was doing. So yeah, that was my junior year of college. And then we moved on to December. So June to December. So I had a lot of thoughts in this period of 2023. And actually, this is my least favorite journal. I felt most alone in this period of time. I felt very, very, very confused with my life. And you can, I guess it's kind of clear because a lot of these pages are incomplete, or I'm crossing things off. And it's all like pastel, dull colors. Like I don't see boldness here. Yeah, and then I don't know. I don't feel good about this journal. It's like this journal carries a weird energy for me. And I don't even want to touch it. It's kind of weird. And you know what? I hated it so much, and I recognized that I didn't even finish it. I was like, I need to move on. I really don't like this. So that brings me to this beautiful golden journal that I use to this day. I don't know, I don't really like this one as much either. I was again very confused. I find that the journals that I don't like are the ones that I just don't know what I'm doing with my life. This one I kind of have an idea, a better idea. So things are more structured, and I know what I'm talking about, and I have plans and roadmaps drawn out in here, and people I need to talk to and stuff. So this was good. I would say this is still colorful and everything. I had so many thoughts, you know. Nowadays, I feel like my thoughts are becoming more streamlined, and I don't need an outlet as much. I just go and do the job, and I don't have as much time to just draw it out to figure it out. Nowadays, I know myself enough to understand it as soon as it happens. Yeah, this journal is on its last leg, so I think what I'm gonna do is go to Marshall's or TJ Maxx, bring you with me, and we're gonna choose a journal there. And then I'll come home and show you how I put it together. I need to go to the gym first. So after I'm done with the gym, then we will go to Marshall's and find a journal. Basically, here are my requirements, okay? I'm looking for a journal that is not lined, so it has blank pages. The pen shouldn't bleed through, so like thicker paper. And then honestly, the outside should just be kind of unique in some way that makes me want to open up and write in it. Okay, gym time. Okay, I finished up at the gym. We're here. Let's sift through these and see what we can find. I'm having trouble choosing. Okay, so this is the first one. I like it because it looks nice and it feels nice, but it's lined. This one looks just like my old one, similar, but it's lined again. This one is good, but it's really big. I don't want to carry around a notebook. I want to carry around a journal, but the pages are perfect. So it actually has been 2 days since I last spoke to you guys. The reason I was kind of waiting on filming again was I went to the store. I didn't see any journals that I liked, but I did see a brand that I liked. So then I went on Amazon and I ordered it and it came in. I'm gonna show you why this is important, this kind of journal. I liked it because it has completely blank pages and it's pink. If you're trying to work on your creativity, this is what you want. So now what you need to get started with putting this together is a bunch of different colored pens and sticky notes. Honestly, you're gonna have to excuse the mess because, like it or not, this is my life, alright? First thing I also do is I take some sticky notes and just keep it here because they're really useful. Okay, step 1, step 2, honestly, that's all I have to write right now. I used to be super detailed. I'd write a bunch of like random stuff, but it's not necessary. You don't need to do all that. Just write your name and the day you started.